Welcome to Dump Truck Toolbox. It's good to have you here. I'm glad you could join me on the channel. I'm dressed like Santa today, in case you didn't notice, and that's because I want to give you a present in the form of dollars and cents about hauling strategies for your dump truck business. So it's a little risky to shoot the intro in my Santa costume because it means that I actually have to get this video produced and published before Christmas. We've been looking at my Dump Truck Toolbox budget simulation to show you what happens with different approaches to the hauling business. We looked at one strategy, what I call Bootstrap a fleet in my previous video. We're going to look at 3 more strategies today and give you some choices and some comparisons to decide how to move your hauling business ahead. So here is the year-by-year budget simulation. Remember that it is a simplified form of reality. It's not a prediction, it's not a promise, it's not a prophecy. One of the things that is always difficult in a simulation is knowing what to include and what not to include. Based on some good comments on some of my previous videos, I've decided to add in insurance and administration. I wanted to add something in just as a placeholder, if nothing else. The real value of a simulation is in contrasting decisions and strategies. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to contrast these different strategies and see how the numbers play out. I hope it's useful also as a starting point for a budget in a hauling business that you might already be running, and maybe you need a better, more detailed budget, or maybe you're thinking about starting your own business, and you really need to get comfortable with the numbers and make some decisions before you ever put any money actually into the business. But once again, this might be a starting point. It is not a full budget. You're going to have to add more items to it as you move ahead. With any simulation, the assumptions matter. Here are the key assumptions in the Dump Truck Toolbox simulation. And we've talked about these in previous videos, so we're not going to go back over them. Here are the yearly fixed expenses that I've added in, $5,200 a year for insurance. Talk to your agent. I have no idea if this is realistic for your area, the specifics of your truck, or your driving record. Drug testing, I actually did some research on that sometime back. General administration, I'm saying $100 a month. It might be more or less depending on whether you do your own bookkeeping or you have to hire a bookkeeper or accountant and a bunch of other things. Okay, we looked at Bootstrap a fleet as a strategy in the previous video. So I'm not going to go into detail, but you buy a truck and 5 years later you pay the loan off, use the value in your truck to purchase another truck. Then you have a fleet of 2 trucks, so you hire a second driver. And 2034, you do the same thing. You pay the loan off, you buy a 3rd truck, hire a 3rd driver, and then eventually you get into the business of replacing these trucks. The first strategy I want to add to the list today is the simple life. And this is for the person who likes the hauling business, likes driving a truck, And that's what they want to do, and that's great. That's a perfectly valid choice. And so start off much the same way in 2024. Uh, buy a new quint. 2029, you pay the loan off. And then in 2034, you sell your first truck, you buy this new Mac Quint, and you're going to have a bigger down payment, so your monthly payment's going to be less. And that's going to help you get a little further ahead. And then 2039, pay the loan off. Okay, so drive a truck for 10 years, you buy a new one. Let's look at how the numbers play out for the simple life strategy. And so, the key move is in 2034, you sell your original truck and you buy a new one using the value of the original truck, the built up equity in it as a down payment. And so your yearly truck payment is now only $38,232. And so that's much better than it was when you first started, where your truck payment was $54,746. And so you're better off once you've been in the business and built up some equity and you trade that truck in. So then you get total take-home pay and cash flow from the business of $79,277, and that's once again more than where you started. Now, when the truck is paid off, your business cash flow for the first year, for 2029, looks better than it was, but those maintenance costs start going up, and pretty quickly your business cash flow starts to taper off, and then by the time 2034 comes along, you're improving your financial status quite a bit by trading that truck in. And the same thing's going to happen in year 16, where you've paid off the truck loan, but the warranty runs out, your maintenance costs go up. And so you can see that this is really sort of a tale of two phases of your business. You've got the truck under warranty for 5 years, relatively low maintenance cost, and then you pay it off, warranty runs out, and then you've got these pretty quickly accelerating maintenance cost. Sell the old truck, buy the new one, things look pretty good for 5 years, and then the maintenance costs start to go up. And so this implies that there might be an even better strategy. And this is the strategy I call work the warranty. So that replace or repair decision, based on the research out of Iowa State, says replace a truck after 14 years if interest rates are high, replace it closer to 11 years if diesel prices are high. Okay, here's the way I would look at it now. Reduce maintenance and repair cost and replace that truck every 5 years. And so if you do that, you buy your new Quint in 2024, and you pay the loan off in 2029, you sell the truck, and then you buy a brand new truck. You've got a lot of equity in the 2024 truck when you sell it, so you get a big down payment. You get much better terms on your loan. Your monthly payment goes down by 2/3 to $1,593. That's pretty good. 2034, same deal. Sell the 2029 truck, buy a brand new one, And you still get that lower monthly payment, and you're not paying the high warranty cost. Okay, what do the numbers look like for work the warranty? So it starts off the first 5 years, like always. Times are a little tight, but if you can make it through those first 5 years, you buy a new truck. And you see the business cash flow uh, increases quite a bit from $28,343 with the original 2024 truck to now $63,971 with a brand new truck that you're sitting in. And then those numbers repeat uh, for the next 5 years. Trade in that second truck, buy your third truck, and keep it for 5 years, and it works again. And really, the key number that I would focus on is the total cash flow and driver pay. It starts off, as always in our simulation, $62,736. But then once you get into the having built up some equity in the original truck and you keep selling it every 5 years to keep your maintenance costs low, your total cash flow and driver pay goes up to $98,391. That's pretty good living for a truck driver. And you also have this net value of the truck. So you've got a truck that's going to be somewhere around $170,000 in value, subtracting out the loan that you're paying off, and so that gives you a little bit of a buffer if you need it. So work the warranty to me seems much better than the simple life. In other words, it's financially to your advantage to sell that truck every 5 years rather than every 10 years. What happens if we combine strategy 1, bootstrap a fleet, with strategy 3, work the warranty? Well, we're going to call this accelerate the fleet. So same starting point, you buy that truck, 5 years you pay the loan off. You trade the truck in and you buy two 2029 Mack Quints. You've got to hire a second driver, obviously, but because you have equity in that 2024 truck, when you sell it in 29, you've got a down payment of $171,429. You're buying two trucks, so you've got a purchase price now of $500,000, $500,000. You take out a loan for $328,571. Your monthly payment is $6,662. Okay, and you hire that second driver. You drive one truck. He or she drives the other truck. 2029. Okay, watch my hands here. You sell off two trucks and you buy three. Okay, you've built up enough equity by 2034 in those original two trucks that you have a down payment of $342,857. You borrow $750,000 for the three trucks, have a loan of $407,000. That can feel sort of scary, but you got three trucks now. Your monthly payment will be $8,255. Okay, so that's sort of your peak level of being in debt. Got to hire that third driver, okay? You drive one truck, you got two drivers driving the other two trucks. 2034, okay? I'm sorry, in 2039, you pay off the 2034 loans. Okay, you sell the three trucks and you buy three new ones. And so your purchase price is once again $750,000, but your down payment now is $514,286. So you're borrowing $235,714. Your monthly payment is $4,779, and you have those 3 trucks all under warranty, so your maintenance costs stay low. So, what do the budget numbers look like for this accelerate the fleet strategy? Okay, first 5 years, same as always. Your cash flow and driver pay, $62,763. Okay, years 6 through 10, you've bought that second truck. Your revenue doubles, your cost pretty much double. The loan payment doesn't double, but otherwise your costs go up. You're paying that second driver, so you're getting your take-home pay, but he or she's getting their take-home pay as well. But your total cash flow and driver pay is up to $120,651. Okay, you have almost doubled the money coming out of the business between the value of the 2 trucks and the value of you driving. You're getting cash out of the business of $120,000 plus. Okay, year 11. You go buy that third truck and you replace the other 2 you have. So you got 3 brand new trucks. Your business cash flow is now up to $150,000 a year. You're still paying yourself to drive. And so your total cash flow is $184,622. You've got 4 assets working for you. You got 3 trucks, and you're driving yourself. You're paying yourself to drive. You're building up equity years 11 through 15, and then in year 16, 2039, you don't increase the size of your fleet. I mean, you could. You could keep playing this game as much as you wanted to, but assuming you're going to keep your fleet at 3 trucks, your revenue stays the same. You got the 3 trucks. Your yearly truck payment goes down, though, because you had more of a down payment in 2039 than you did 5 years before. And here's the key number. Your total cash flow and driver pay goes up to $226,334 a year. That's a money machine. But that's not all you've created here. You've created 2 jobs. And if your business continues to do well, hopefully you'll be able to share some of your wealth with your drivers in the form of increased pay. And I would encourage you to consider at some point to look at, can you get some half-decent health insurance to offer them? Maybe set up some type of a matching retirement contribution. Help them to build a good life, and maybe help them to get into the hauling business. I mean, you're going to be selling those trucks. If they're interested, let them buy one of your trucks. I would probably talk about warranty and maintenance costs with them, but hey, if you're trying to sell a truck, sometimes people got to figure out their own path. But if they want to buy a truck after working for you for 5 years, you got a truck for sale. Let's talk terms. But you're not just creating jobs; you're creating value for the community as well. You are helping the companies you serve: construction companies, asphalt companies, general contractors, whoever needs help hauling stuff, and you're helping to build out the infrastructure and the homes and businesses of your community. And that's a worthwhile calling. Whenever I present the results of a simulation, I like to highlight the assumptions that would impact the conclusions. And so today we've been talking about these 4 strategies for your hauling business. Which of these assumptions really matter? Which, if the assumption's really off base, which could impact which of these strategies makes the most sense? And so let's knock some of them off. The details of purchasing the new Quint, purchase price, interest rate. It's going to impact your bottom line a lot, but the relative standing between the 4 strategies, it doesn't impact it much at all if you pay more, get a lower interest rate, or whatever. Okay, hourly wages for your drivers and all the things that come along with that. Once again, it's going to impact your bottom line a lot. You pay your drivers $25 an hour, $30 an hour, $18 an hour. It's going to impact your bottom line. Maybe not in the way you think. We're going to have a video on that in the near future. But the relative standing of the 4 strategies, $1 or $2 more on driver wages doesn't change the conclusions there. Diesel fuel, same thing. Diesel goes up to $5 a gallon, your profits are going to be a lot worse. Drops to $3 a gallon, your profits are going to be a lot better, but the relative value of the 4 strategies doesn't really change with fluctuation in diesel prices. The yearly fixed expenses, especially the insurance on the trucks, impact your bottom line. You yourself have an incident, or one of the drivers you hire has an incident, your insurance could go up, but it's not going to change which of the 4 strategies makes the most financial sense. And then on the revenue side, work per day and the hourly rate. It's massively important that you maximize this, but it's not going to really change the value of strategy 1 versus 2, 3, or 4. So what's left here? First of all, the maintenance and repair cost. We've made some data-based assumptions, but they're still assumptions. And assumptions not only about the increase in maintenance and repair cost with the age of the truck, but also the value of the warranty. And so if those assumptions are off in some important way, then work the warranty and accelerate the fleet may not be the best strategies. So those are important. It's the best data I can find right now, but pay attention to these assumptions. And then the depreciation values. And you may say, well, what's the big deal with that? I'm using the depreciation values to estimate the resale value of your truck when you sell it after 5 years or 10 years. I don't know a better way to predict the future of the used truck market. So we're using a straight line depreciation, assuming the price of the truck goes down, $15,714 a year. Okay, I know that's not going to be an accurate assumption. I don't know which way I'm off, though. I mean, could I be estimating too high of a price? That could impact the relative strategies quite a bit. Am I estimating too low of a price? It would just, I think the value of the 4 strategies relative would be the same. It's just the advantage of trading in early would be greater if there's more residual value in the truck. So those are the assumptions that are important. I hope we've gotten them maybe not perfectly right, but close enough so that the conclusions about the 4 strategies would still hold up. Even though my simulations are not a promise, a prediction, or a prophecy, comparing one with another can give you some good ideas on different approaches to growing your hauling business. Please click the like button if you did find it useful or interesting. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Join the conversation in the comments below. I've been tweaking the simulation based on ideas that people have posted. People are insightful and are helping me and helping everyone else on the channel here by contributing to the dialogue. So wish you a Merry Christmas in whatever way you celebrate it. I hope that you have families, friends, and love in excess this holiday season. So I'm Alan. Always a pleasure to have you here on the Dump Truck Toolbox, and I'll see you soon.